Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that shook the seas and sent shockwaves across the world. Imagine a luxurious U.S. cruise ship sailing peacefully through international waters, carrying hundreds of passengers on what was supposed to be a relaxing voyage. The ocean was calm, the sky was clear, and the passengers were enjoying their meals, entertainment, and the breathtaking horizon. But then, out of nowhere, the unimaginable happened. A fleet of over 180 pirates armed with rifles, rocket-propelled grenades and fast boats launched a coordinated assault on the American cruise liner. What followed next was one of the most intense and daring maritime responses in recent U.S. Navy history. The attack began in the early morning hours when radar operators on the cruise ship detected multiple fast-moving vessels approaching from different directions. At first, the crew thought they were fishing boats, but the speed and coordination quickly revealed something far more sinister. The pirates, believed to be part of an organized criminal network operating in the Horn of Africa region, surrounded the ship from all sides. They fired warning shots into the air and demanded the vessel to stop. The captain, realizing the gravity of the situation, ordered immediate lockdown procedures and sent distress signals to nearby military assets and the U.S. Fifth Fleet. Within minutes, the emergency beacon was picked up by American naval forces stationed in the Arabian Sea. Inside the cruise ship, panic spread rapidly among the passengers. Families huddled in their cabins while the crew locked down all access points. The interior of the ship transformed from a place of luxury into a fortress under siege. Passengers could hear gunfire echoing from the decks as pirates attempted to board using grappling hooks and ladders. Security teams on board, though not heavily armed, used defensive tactics, sound alarms, and water cannons to deter the attackers. Some of the pirates managed to latch their boats onto the hull, but the cruise ship's high freeboard and evasive maneuvers made boarding nearly impossible. For over 30 minutes, the ship's captain steered at full speed, zigzagging through the waves to delay the inevitable until help arrived. Miles away, the U.S. Navy's response was swift and decisive. The nearest destroyer, USS Mason, along with a guided missile frigate, was ordered to intercept. Helicopters from the ship's deck were airborne within minutes, racing toward the coordinates of the distress signal. The Navy's communication lines buzzed with urgency as command centers coordinated air and sea responses. U.S. intelligence quickly confirmed that the pirates were part of a syndicate that had recently targeted several cargo ships in the region. But this time, their decision to go after an American cruise liner changed everything. The Pentagon authorized the Navy to use full defensive force to protect civilian lives and neutralize the threat. As the Navy helicopters reached the scene, they spotted over a dozen pirate skiffs circling the cruise ship, firing intermittently. The helicopter crews issued warnings, instructing the pirates to stand down. When they refused and continued firing, the U.S. Navy engaged. The helicopters unleashed precision fire, targeting the engines and fuel tanks of the pirate boats. Explosions erupted across the water as several skiffs burst into flames. The pirates, overwhelmed by the Navy's superior firepower, began retreating, but some still tried to press forward. That's when the USS Mason arrived on the horizon, slicing through the waves with its massive gray hull and deck-mounted artillery ready. The sight of the American destroyer instantly changed the battlefield. The pirates knew they were facing a warship equipped with advanced radar, missiles, and rapid response guns. The USS Mason locked onto multiple hostile vessels using its Phalanx system, a deadly automated gun designed to counter incoming threats. In a coordinated strike, Navy gunners opened fire, shredding the approaching pirate boats within seconds. The sound of machine gun bursts and exploding engines filled the air as the Navy systematically dismantled the pirate assault. Within 20 minutes, what had started as a full-scale pirate offensive turned into utter chaos for the attackers. Several pirate boats were sunk, others were disabled, and survivors were captured or fled into the distance. Meanwhile, inside the cruise ship, passengers watched from their windows as helicopters hovered overhead and U.S. naval ships surrounded them. Relief swept through the vessel as they realized the U.S. Navy had arrived to rescue them. Medical teams on board began treating minor injuries caused during the initial attack, while communications officers re-established contact with Naval Command. The captain thanked the Navy over the radio, expressing deep gratitude for the swift response that saved hundreds of lives. The Navy then initiated recovery and investigation operations. Boarding teams from the USS Mason approached the damaged pirate boats to detain surviving attackers. What they discovered was alarming. The pirates carried advanced GPS equipment, encrypted radios, and heavy weapons, suggesting that they weren't just rogue criminals, but part of a larger network, possibly funded by powerful regional groups. Intelligence analysts immediately began piecing together data from the captured equipment, searching for connections to other maritime threats. In the days following the attack, the U.S. Navy released footage showing the dramatic rescue operation. Videos of burning pirate boats and Navy helicopters hovering over the ocean went viral, demonstrating America's commitment to defending its citizens wherever they may be. The world reacted with both shock and admiration. Maritime security experts noted that the scale of the attack, with nearly 180 pirates involved, was unprecedented. It highlighted the growing boldness of piracy networks in some of the world's busiest shipping routes. At the same time, the U.S. government issued a strong statement condemning the attack and promising enhanced naval patrols in international waters. Pentagon officials emphasized that the safety of American lives would never be compromised, and that any future attempt against U.S. vessels would be met with overwhelming force. The Department of Defense also began working with allies and international partners to strengthen maritime security, increase intelligence sharing, and dismantle the financial networks supporting piracy. For the passengers of the cruise ship, the experience was nothing short of traumatic. Many described it as a nightmare, a vacation that turned into a life or death struggle. Some shared emotional stories of hiding in cabins with their children, while others praised the crew for their bravery and discipline under pressure. The cruise line offered full refunds and compensation to everyone affected, along with free counseling and future travel credits. But for many, the memory of the attack would linger for years. The Navy's performance during the crisis drew widespread praise. Military analysts highlighted the rapid coordination between air and sea units, the precision of their strikes, and the restraint shown in avoiding civilian casualties. The successful defense also underscored the importance of maintaining a strong naval presence in high-risk maritime regions. It reminded the world that even in the modern age of drones and cyber warfare, control of the seas remains critical to global security. The safety features of the cruise ship also played a vital role in saving lives. The ship's reinforced hull, internal security systems, and emergency communication networks allowed it to withstand the attack long enough for the Navy to arrive. Engineers later noted that newer cruise liners were designed with anti-boarding measures and panic lockdown systems, lessons learned from years of dealing with piracy threats. In this case, those innovations likely prevented the pirates from seizing control of the vessel before the Navy's intervention. Beyond the immediate military and safety implications, the event raised important questions about maritime law and global governance. Piracy had declined over the last decade, but this massive assault signaled a resurgence. Experts pointed out that as global shipping traffic increases and regional economies struggle, more groups may turn to piracy as a source of income. The international community now faces the challenge of enforcing laws in waters that stretch thousands of miles and cross multiple jurisdictions. For the U.S. Navy, the operation was a powerful statement of capability and readiness. Within hours, they neutralized a massive threat without losing a single civilian life. Their use of advanced sensors, satellite tracking, and real-time communication showed just how far modern naval warfare has evolved. This wasn't just a show of strength. It was a demonstration of precision, discipline, and protection of human life above all else. The successful rescue mission became a textbook example of how to respond to large-scale maritime crises, studied by military academies and defense analysts worldwide. In the end, what began as a peaceful cruise through open waters turned into a test of courage and resilience for everyone involved. The passengers witnessed firsthand the professionalism of the U.S. Navy and the unyielding power of American resolve. The pirates who thought they could overpower a defenseless ship learned a devastating lesson that when American lives are at stake, the U.S. Navy will strike back fast and hard. The aftermath saw several captured pirates brought to trial under international maritime law, while others were pursued in follow-up operations. Intelligence gathered from the incident helped dismantle parts of their network, leading to further arrests across multiple countries. The operation became a key success story in the fight against modern-day piracy. As the cruise ship finally returned to port under Navy escort, crowds cheered and news outlets around the world broadcast the images. The event became a reminder that the oceans, while vast and beautiful, are not without danger, but it also proved something more, that courage, coordination, and decisive action can turn even the most perilous situations into stories of survival and victory. In conclusion, the U.S. Navy's rapid and forceful response not only saved hundreds of innocent lives, but also sent a clear message to the world. The seas may be unpredictable, but American resolve remains unshakable. The operation stood as a testament to modern naval power, human bravery, and the unbreakable spirit of those who protect freedom on the open ocean.